This is a massive one. Why can't the referee just say, let's stop the game and let's go back 30 seconds?
Yeah, I heard quite a few people ask that question. I understand why people would ask that question. And actually, the VAR and the AVAR asked themselves that question too. When the penny dropped as to what had happened, I think 20 seconds had passed. And at that point, they considered whether or not they could intervene to stop the game, but they recognise that the laws of the game as set by FIFA and the International FA Board doesn't allow that. There's obviously a process in place that sits in the laws of the game about how we use VAR to make sure it's delivered consistently throughout every league in the world, and it doesn't allow you to go back in those circumstances, and as such they decided not to intervene. But I understand why that question was asked, and I know that the International FA Board are, in fact, before this situation happened, I knew they were going to do a full review of the laws of the game relating to the use of VAR. It's been in place for 7 years now. When it was written, there'd never been a game utilising VAR anywhere in the world. They put a protocol in place, and it served the game really well. But now we've got lived experience of situations like we saw this week, then, we can feed into that as well, and the IFAB will look at whether or not there's a need to tweak some of it, and I'm sure that they'll be looking at this aspect of how VAR is used as well. Was the referee aware of all this that was happening around him as the game was going on? No, it wasn't. I know people talked about, the expression on his face, giving a telltale sign that he knew, but he didn't know at all till the end of the game. I think it's better if you don't know. You want to stay focused in the moment. You don't want this in your mind when you're trying to make decisions throughout the rest of the game. So I think it's better that he doesn't know, and in this case, he certainly didn't, and nor did any of the other on-field officials.
Tiredness and fatigue is a factor, no matter whether you like to think that or not. It is.
Yeah.
Concentrate on winning the title this season.
What have we said about their group, right? I mean, Havertz has picked up a knock, right? We don't know how bad that is, but they've got a pretty much fit squad now. Fit group. Can't think of too many that are out.
I don't think you can say that with any confidence. I don't think any Premier League team has ever got a fit group. Players are always taking to the pitch
knocks, but what they don't do is stop you playing. They've got players like Bukayo Saka, for instance. The problem with Bukayo Saka is not his fitness, it's his form. 1 goal in 7, 18.
He's also coming off the back of that injury at Leeds. They're all getting knocks. It does affect you.
Every club gets knocks. Manchester City get knocks.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying that's the case for all of them.
You have to cope with that. I know what you're saying about the league and the Champions League. I mean, it's a
Champions League. Champions League is there for another season. Get the title won. That's the one that Arsenal fans want after 22 years.
Yeah.
Get that one.
Do you think they can win the Champions League? Make that the priority. From where they are now in the Premier League, of course they can go on and win it. But do you really think they could win the Champions League?
Well, what would be stopping them?
Bayern Munich.
They're not good enough.
What if you?
I'd go.
Arsenal have already beaten them.
It's different when it gets to the knockout stages. Like Madrid aren't going to go away. Paris. We've seen what they can do.
Yeah, I know, but we've seen what Arsenal can do. I'm just saying that. Yes, any of those teams can win it. Agreed. Any of these teams on any given day, Jason, a cup tie can win it. We know that. That's cup football for you. And I agree with you. If I'm an Arsenal, I would like to know what an Arsenal fan thinks. Do they firmly believe, unequivocally, that we don't want the Champions League if it will take the league only?
It's got to be.
Got to be, yeah.
The league. It's got to be.